Trump is the only one that's out there talking about peace. Trump is the only one that's out there talking about putting our country first. Trump is the only one that's out there trying to talking about stopping people from dying and holding our enemies accountable and celebrating our allies, but putting this country first. It's absolutely sickening what the media is just, again, it's impossible to hate them too much. But Cassidy Hutchinson, who is, again, this woman is a serial liar, she was a low-level staffer in the White House who didn't have any insider information on what President Trump was talking about. She wasn't a senior level staff member. She's just making things up to get famous and write a book and make lots of money off of that. Now she's a political pundit, still a conservative, but a useful idiot of the left, and goes on left-wing shows to trash conservatives and Donald Trump. This is the crazy person who made up the steering wheel story about President Trump when he was with the Secret Service and the Beast, you know, that big armored presidential limousine that Trump tried to grab the wheel and turn. I mean, absolutely insane, complete and total lie. But here she is talking about why we should vote against Donald Trump and the fact that our democracy won't survive if we vote in President Trump. Go ahead and roll this tape.
I know you've been reluctant to say who you're going to vote for, but are you leaving the door open to voting for Joe Biden if it's between the two of them?
I will say my door is completely shut to voting for Donald Trump. And the only reason that I will not endorse a candidate right now is because I still am hopeful that Donald Trump does not end up being the nominee next year. I think our country will be in a much better place overall, not just for myself, but the ticket and the future of our country will be. But what I will say, too, though, is I think everybody should vote for Joe Biden if they want our democracy to survive.
Well, I got news for you, honey. And I don't want to be, I got news for you. Trump's going to be the nominee. He's going to be the nominee. And as of right now, he's going to beat Joe Biden. And no amount of whining and lying is going to change that. I mean, again, it's a year out. A lot can happen. But these Democrats, folks, I'm just telling you, they're in full-blown panic. And the rhetoric that they're using right now, not only is it hyperbolic, but it's getting dangerous. And I'm about to show you why. A Democrat in Congress who was going on television just a couple days ago said something that really shook me to my core, that needs to be widely condemned and I would say investigated by the Secret Service. Go ahead and check this out.
Every time he talks, he's putting himself into a bigger criminal hole. But that's not his objective. His objective is purely political at this point. Politics don't work in a courtroom, as I think he's finding out in the New York Attorney General's case in New York, a civil case, and that's going to continue in his criminal trials. But his rhetoric is really getting dangerous, more and more dangerous. And we saw what happened on January 6th when he uses inflammatory rhetoric now. And his recent Truth Social post is incredibly scary for anyone that might be trying to work in government. And it is just unquestionable at this point that man cannot see public office again. He is not only unfit, he is destructive to our democracy, and he has to be eliminated.
He has to be eliminated. Now, we can give Dan Goldman the benefit of the doubt and say that he just meant politically. But how do you think these crazy radical communists are going to perceive that? You say that Trump needs to be eliminated. I mean, I don't think that they mean like vote him out. I think, to me, it seems like they're talking about something a hell of a lot worse. And that should be condemned by everybody. And I'm telling you, folks, I've said it before and I'll say it again. I worry about President Trump's safety. I really do. Because nothing that the Democrats are doing is working. They tried to destroy him with all these hoaxes, with 2 impeachments. They tried to destroy him with the January 6th committee. They tried to destroy his legacy by lying about January 6th, which is now we know is a complete and total lie now that the January 6th tapes have been out there. They're trying to throw the guy in prison. They're trying to do everything possible to destroy this man, yet he continues to get more popular. So now you have these whack jobs like Goldman saying, "Oh, Trump's he's not fit to serve in office." Well, I would say that you're calling for a political opponent to be eliminated. A political opponent to be eliminated. Maybe you're the one that's not fit to be in office. And these Democrats, they're ruthless. They play for keeps, folks. And that's why we do what we do. Try to get the truth out there about them, because it's high time that Republicans recognize that Democrats are an existential threat to this country. You just saw one that's saying that Trump needed to be eliminated. Now, again, his comm shop will probably come out and say, he just meant out the ballot box. Okay, fine, but you didn't say that. He needs to be beat in the primary. Republicans need to figure out how to eliminate Trump by defeating him at the ballot box. You didn't say that. You said Trump needs to be eliminated, and that's a terrible, evil thing to say. Bidenomics is clearly not working, folks. The U.S. dollar is losing value, and your hard-earned savings are at risk. You can act now before it's too late with one straightforward, entirely legal tax loophole. Contact my friends at American Alternative Assets for a free wealth protection guide. Learn how to safeguard your wealth from a failing dollar in volatile markets with gold and silver IRAs. Dial 833, 2 USA Gold. That's 833-287-2465. Or visit protectfrombiden.com. We all need protection from Biden. Biden sucks. We all know this. This invaluable guide will outline the precise steps you need to take to immediately transfer your IRA or 401k into precious metals, all without any tax consequences. Call 833, 2 USA Gold. That's 833-287-2465, or visit protectfrombiden.com.